I'll go ahead and open this up in case you guys want to refresh your memory about how it's going down.
How giants are punk-ass bitches.
I've had that map open for like a week, and I've been studying it and trying to figure out what does this all mean.
And
Like,
what have you learned?
Good map, but I love it.
This is my best work right here. This is the pinnacle of my DM career.
I'm into it.
Doesn't get better than this. So what is your plan of attack then? Now that you've consolidated all the information, you're ready to go in and start some trouble.
I think our best plan is to take that secret way in, through the out.
So directly into the lair of the ancient red dragon.
The only thing that I'm not sure about is, do we know how deep the shaft goes?
Hundreds and hundreds of feet. Because this is a chimney that goes up out of the rock itself that Brasimir, the red dragon, uses as an egress from the rock whenever he has to leave.
Right. And none of us, as far as I know, have like a fly spell.
I am a fly spell.
Well, yeah, Mahogany's fine.
As long as he transforms into something that can wear that ring.
As long as I transform into something that can wear that ring and can carry a rope, like, we'd probably be fine.
Well,
how big is this chimney we're talking about here?
You also can't get more than 60 feet away, and this shaft is hundreds of feet.
Oh, that's true.
The chimney, I mean, we're talking of one that's big enough for this red dragon to fly out of. So it's...
Oh, so, like,
it's
basically
enormous.
anything. So, yeah, like, on the way out, if we needed to get out of here, and, like, fire resistance was no longer a thing, I could giant eagle our way out of here.
You think the giant eagle could carry 5 people?
I think it could carry a rope, and then pull up 5 people.
I don't even think Serenity could carry 5 people.
How wide is that shaft?
Like I said, the shaft it has to be wide enough for a red dragon to fly out of.
Can we just buy climbing gear and pitons?
I was just about to say, don't we have climbing gear? Don't we have climbing gear that we could just use to scale down the chimney?
I don't. I'd have to buy some more.
Yeah, Giant Eagle has a strength of 16. I don't think you're carrying a rope, especially one of them's happy.
No, I wasn't saying carrying out. I was saying carrying the rope out, and then they grab onto the rope, right? I'm a giant eagle.
We all know that a Giant Eagle can't even carry a ring in the Mordor, so don't start.
No, I think if you try that, you just end up with corrupted giant eagles. Actually, is the problem.
I know.
Hello, my friends.
That's the one complaint about Lord of the Rings that I'm always like, no, that's the thing that makes sense. Complain about the other stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, don't give the ring to a powerful, intelligent creature. That's kind of a...
It's a giant eagle. I think we're overstating the game on powerful and intelligent.
I don't want to have this discussion again.
Like, what doesn't make sense about Lord of the Rings is you have the 2 hobbits in Mordor and they don't kiss even once the entire time. At the end of the world, they're talking about strawberries and bread, and I'm like, kiss him, you fool!
They don't kiss on screen.
Yeah, no, it was after they faded to white. Like, we don't know what happened to Frodo in between when he got from Mordor to back to wherever the place is.
Well, so the Smiling Rock is probably the closest thing to Mordor that you guys will encounter in this campaign. So the plan, you're going to try to procure climbing gear in order to scale down the inside of this chimney?
Well, first, what did What's-Her-Name promise? Because we already paid for her to show us the place, right? Which is not to come in with us.
Yeah, we didn't pay for that because we didn't want it.
Right.
Yeah, she's able to get you safely up to the summit of the rock where this cave opening goes in, and the cave opening meets up with the shaft that sinks down into where the red dragon slumbers.
Yeah.
She assured you that the red dragon would mean you no harm so long as you didn't try to steal its treasure or threaten it in any way. And that she and other members of her organization have been inside once or twice, which is where this map came from.
Oh yeah, that was what I wanted to ask, because I realized when Nodal and I were poring over this map and trying to figure out what it all meant, that I wasn't sure. Did they? So they said that the guy that they got this map off died.
Yes.
Where did they find his body?
Probably not really relevant. Probably very close to the Smiling Rock.
I think I remember she actually said that it was somewhere close to the shipyards.
Yeah, he had managed to.
That does sound familiar.
He had managed to escape the rock with his wounds, but died of his wounds while he was hiding from his pursuers. They found the map on his body.
Okay. Because what I was looking for was like blank spots. I was like, he didn't finish this part, and that seems really suspicious.
Yeah, there's lots of question marks on the map.
Yeah. Who doesn't have climbing gear?
Ciclon
I
doesn't.
probably don't at this point.
Let me see what's in a burglar's kit.
That can
I
be
might need to.
That can be purchased for the prices out of the player's handbook.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So what's the plan once you get inside?
Yes.
I guess the first thing we'll have to do is deal with that dragon.
But, I mean, where's your
Assuming he's
first destination when you get inside the Smiling Rock? What's your first course of action once you have kind of free reign of the place?
I figure Riot thinks that's all up to Ciclon. This is his show.
All right, Ciclon, same question.
Oh my god. Okay. We gotta find the hammer for. We gotta find the hammer for the Plains Militant. Ostensibly, we gotta find this fire giant lady that that asshole fire giant wanted us to go find.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of a standing thing where we leave Gendar's infrastructure intact, which I'm still not too comfortable doing, because I don't know what they're going to do with this place once whoever... Like, we don't even know who she's working for, and I don't like that.
For the thieves, you mean?
Yeah.
For Xerxes. Asked us to leave it intact.
By the way, I forget if I had given that relic hammer a name, and I couldn't find it referenced in any of my notes, so I named it the Six Anvil Hammer. That's the one that...
Six Anvil Hammer.
The Six Anvil Hammer. That's the one that Kelian is geassed to find.
Okay.
So...
I was going to ask if that spell is still up.
Oh yeah, that's still in
I keep
effect.
forgetting about it. Yeah.
Well, you haven't done anything to indicate that you're not going to complete the quest, so you haven't had to take any psychic damage or anything.
I know.
Alright, so go ahead and pay for whatever climbing gear you guys think you'll need, however many lengths of rope, spiked shoes, whatever you think you'll need. The prices for that kind of stuff from the PHB are comparable, at least.
The climber's kit costs 25 gold pieces, weighs 12 pounds, and comes with 50 feet of rope, I think.
There you go.
Now I'm going to buy some extra rope on top of that.
Okay.
And what Clode, the air Genasi, what she is able to do is get you to the rock, up onto the summit, using trails that she knows are safe, where you won't be seen by Jandar or any of his hobgoblin patrolmen. That's another thing you did, is eradicated one of his hobgoblin regiments.
Oh yeah, we're still in Sigil at the moment, right?
Yeah, we were going to take a long rest and then go in.
Oh well, in that case, I still have my climbing gear. It's stored in a pile of all the other garbage back in my...
There's more adventuring garbage in your shop than wood at this point.
So every time you give us something that has no a GP price, but like no magical properties, I always take it and I'm just like, yeah, anyone can sell this if they want, and then I throw it in the back of my shop. And this list has been growing and I love it. Like, it's just, there's just this horrible mound of treasures.
So the climbing gear has been purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to the City of Brass is trivial using the same portal that you use elsewise. Go ahead and take the benefits of the long rests.
Okay.
And if there is no other preparation, we will just start you out at the top of the Smiling Rock.
We're still attuned to our rings, right?
Yes.
There's no like surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, you broke. All right.
I wouldn't do that.
Yes, you would, but we are attuned.
I made sure to say last week I wouldn't do that.
We have 3 good berries, right, Nodal?
Everyone has 3 good berries. Every night before I go to bed.
I have it written down on my sheet. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
Rick heard
Yeah.
that before I started using
Yes.
Yes, you have the good berries.
Yep.
We're saying all the things we're saying in advance so we don't get surprised later when
Yeah.
Rick's like, well,
Yes.
Yeah, unless I say otherwise, I got Psychic Focus up.
So you are putting your Psychic Focus up? That's good, because there are Mind Flayers in this dungeon. I can't wait.
Yeah!
I'm sorry, spoilers. So, there are a series of large earthen hills, kind of creating a natural barrier between the arches where the slave market is and this eastern wall, and then going up into the naval yards. And the tallest of these hills are more rightly called mountains, and these are the seats of some of the oldest houses of the City of Brass, most of which are Ifriti merchant princes or powerful Ifriti sorcerers. A few of them are manned by other high-up creatures on the Plane of Fire, and a very few of them, for example, the Smiling Rock, is inhabited by an inhabitant from one of the other inner planes. Claude takes you to the Smiling Rock, and looking at the mountain, you can't figure out why it's called that. The rock is absolutely not smiling. It is just this gargantuan black rock formation that is very close to the outer wall. And she actually brings you to the eastern wall. Brings you up along the eastern side of the Smiling Rock, and you all scale it from the north. You see 1 or 2 watchtowers built on the various facings of the mountain, and Claude tells you that these watchtowers are independent from the main fortress. They don't connect in any way. The idea being that the guardsmen there can operate independently if need be. If somebody infiltrates the fortress and the place goes on lockdown or the place is compromised, Jandar still has agents in these various watchtowers, and that this is a pretty common practice amongst the merchant princes and whatnot who inhabit these mountains. And she brings you to one of the tallest areas and shows you the mouth of the cave that leads into the chimney. And she bids you good luck and leaves you there.
All right.
If anything was going to be the Smiling Rock, or actually it's more like a frowning rock, it would be this right here. Because look, here's the eye, here's the eyebrow, and there's the frown. It's just like a face in profile.
You're fired. Alright, what's next?
Secure the rope.
And easy enough, there's lots of spots to do that up here.
And
we'll
lower.
take out her climbing kit and start making her way down, putting a pit in every 25 feet.
So Serenity's going down first. Now the fun part. Now we see if I can figure out which part of the black space to delete first.
How do like D&D style climbing kits work? Like, do we just hook into the ropes that Serenity's put up, or?
You take an action, and then you can't fall more than 25 feet from where you took the action.
Okay.
So you put a pit in every 25 feet.
So here's one floor of the dungeon. Let's see if I can get the right spot here. Thinking probably about here-ish.
Do you want us to put blindfolds on?
Nah. Nah, we're okay.
Nah. $17p.
You guys come down. Well, let me ask this. What light sources do you guys have when you're climbing down?
Serenity's got her maul. She pulls the canvas off of the outside of it and just leaves it on her in the sling on her back.
Okay. Because as you go in the mouth of this cave and you start curving downwards, you leave the light of the plane of fire behind, and there's no illumination. So when you actually begin your descent through this very vertical shaft, climbing order is Serenity at the bottom. Who's after Serenity?
Mahogany.
Who's after Mahogany?
I'll go next.
And then who?
Right.
And then...
Kelian in the rear.
And then, well, Happy would be in the rear.
Oh yeah, he's with us, isn't he?
He better be, otherwise your rings don't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's within
Can we
60
get a-
feet of us, Kelian. That's
Can we
where
get
he
a-
is.
Should probably put Happy in the middle and Kelian in the rear. I feel like Kilian's a little sturdier.
Can we get a pawn for Happy then?
Yeah, I'll put Happy before Riot.
Sure.
Are you saying Happy is a pawn? That's rude.
Maybe.
That's exactly what he's saying.
I think Happy's more of a knight.
I do have to probably shrink you guys down to fit in these squares.
That's fine.
Because look how tiny these squares are.
Wow, this is not high resolution.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Oh, man. I didn't even notice the squares.
Pixels the size of dinner plates.
So climbing down. Now, by the way, you're going to see these numbers here, where it says plus 30 feet. The thing is self-explanatory. What that means is that this is a 30-foot cliff down to the floor below. Because you climb down into a gargantuan chasm. And let me get my room description.
We're up here in 17B, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so move your shit. I figured it's up to you where exactly you are. I was just throwing people into 17B.
So, you climb hundreds of feet down into this mountain. Beyond where you saw, I mean, further down than where you saw, like, the actual outer walls of the keep set into the side of the hill. The level below that. And finally, you start to see a very dim glow of light. And you start hearing the faint, faraway sounds of what sounds like hissing. Like a strong, short blast of water you hear once every few moments. Eventually, you see the chimney end. And from there, it's about a 20-foot straight drop to the ground. Not along any wall. You can kind of see the outline of the hole here in a dotted line. That's where the chimney opens up. And indeed, Serenity, as you finish climbing down, when you come to the bottom lip, where it curves away and forms the ceiling of this upper crevice, you can look over in this area here, and you see the largest dragon you've ever seen in your life. Curled up, sleeping, just amidst a mound of incalculable amounts of treasure.
Serenity will just look up, put her finger over her mouth, like shh, and then just slide as quietly down the rope as she can.
Okay?
Okay, this has to be done. Right looks from here at the treasure hoard just to see if the hammer is there.
You would have to go over to the hoard and take several actions searching, and you'd probably have to walk around the perimeter of this dragon. Just glancing, you don't see anything that looks like
Alright.
a relic hammer.
That's all I'm going to do for now, then.
Okay. Now, looking out into this cave, the way it's being illuminated, off in this direction, I can get this one. Boop, there is an actual lava pool. So it's giving a nice orange glow far away. These numbered things in the center of this cavern are huge spurts of just jets of fire and steam that periodically explode from the floor. In a kind of rhythmic pattern. That's what's illuminating the bulk of the room.
Alright. I cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay, Ciclon has already jumped down the 30-foot gap, it looks like.
Oh god, no, why am I there?
That's a good question.
I'm still typing.
Ciclon is controlling Happy. Like, I don't have to move his pawn or anything.
I mean, if the dragon doesn't wake up, Serenity's just going to move to this lip. Is there anything here I could tie a rope to without having to hammer it?
As far as like a stalagmite or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
sure.
like that, or just a heavy rock.
Yeah, there's plenty of those to go around.
I'll just start lashing another rope around a stalagmite and slide down this slip.
Who is the least stealthy person in this group?
It's Serenity.
At +1.
All right, make
Plus
a
11. I cast
Plus
Pass Without
11,
Trace.
right? Yeah,
Make
yeah,
a
with Pass Without Trace. it's
stealth
+1.
check.
because we shouldn't try to stealth without passing out tricks.
14? What are the rest of you doing as Serenity's getting this rope set?
I'm looking around.
Looking
Keeping
around.
an eye on the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Kelian is,
memorize the dragon.
Kelian is looking at the treasure.
As well.
Keelian's looking at the treasure. Like, how is he look? Are we like a covetous look?
Is this like a boo in Aladdin?
His eyes getting all big,
Giant eyes, like, oh no,
licking his lips.
Ciclon puts a hand on Kelian's shoulder and just shakes his head.
I was going to say it's more of like a reluctant sigh, like I can't take all this.
Like a wistful look.
Riot and Kelian, you see a jet of steam burst out of the dragon's nose, and then its eyes slowly open up, and then narrow down, watching the four of you. I'm sorry, watching the five of you. Can't see Serenity, because Serenity's on the other side of this wall here, affixing a rope into place. And its eyes drift across the people in the room, and he locks eyes on Kelian, who's looking wistfully at the mountain of treasure. And you see the beast's great tail lift up off the ground. You hear the slight tinkling of coins as they roll off into the pile. And the tail wavers back and forth for a moment before, like a hammer, coming down on the ground, powerfully shaking everything. What's the response?
I already think that was badass.
I would like to explain that the module that I adapted this from says this thing back in the corner is a rowboat that the dragon keeps all his treasure in, but I thought that was stupid. So
That is pretty stupid.
the way it's explained is, oh, it's in a rowboat. In case he has to leave with all his treasure, he can just carry it out. And I thought that was really dumb.
Right,
That's
Wade.
really good, though.
I have several questions. One, how does the rowboat not sink? Two, how is the dragon going to paddle the rowboat?
There's no water. He's gonna carry the rowboat.
The dragon, he's a
Carry the
gargantuan.
rowboat. Okay.
He can carry it like you can carry a Twinkie. It's like his purse.
Three,
Yeah.
I would think a dragon would have way more treasure that can fit into a rowboat.
Right?
Okay.
That's why I thought it was stupid.
Okay, so first of all, that's dumb, but it's okay, the rowboat thing. But I would like to point out that for a second there, McDohl thought that this dragon was gonna get into that rowboat, paddle his way down the lava.
Exactly what I was thinking. That's why I was like, I have several questions here.
That sounds like something you'd see in an 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
So, this dragon is staring at you, and it's hard to read a dragon's, mood, but you can tell he's probably not thinking anything good. So what is your reaction when he brings that tail down to get your attention?
Better say
Right.
something.
Riot waves and says, "Don't mind us, just passing through."
The dragon responds in a very deep and grumbly voice that you more feel in your bones than actually hear. And he's speaking for a moment in Draconic.
Uh-huh. What's he say?
You speak Draconic?
Oh, I speak Draconic.
Do you? Interesting. I didn't realize Eldev was in this game.
No, see, I was a wizard's bookshelf.
And he says, "Who are you that dares to pass through here?"
And Mahogany says back in Draconic, "Hi, I'm Mahogany."
I knew he was going to say that.
Does anybody else speak Draconic?
Nope.
Nope,
Okay.
I do not.
It's nice to talk to you. The last time I spoke Draconic was so long ago. And we can't really go back there.
And the dragon responds, I never know how to respond to Mahogany. Because
He's got gumption.
you guys look up at the rope, and Lois Vesterhoff is climbing down, just shaking her head. I'll take
He's
care
a
of this,
lawful
guys.
dragon.
The dragon responds that a sorrier group of burglars and thieves he has not seen in many, many years.
What was that other group like?
And he lifts his head up off the ground, and you hear the tinkling of coins fall from in between his scales onto the pile. And you see his head was resting on his two enormous claws. And you see the glow of red up and down his neck as this dragon towers over you. Ancient dragons are gargantuan. He fills up this entire spot, basically. And he says, "Stringy."
Well, so we wouldn't taste very good, then, is what you're saying. So, we heard that you sometimes make deals with people passing through here. What do you want? What do you usually get?
He says, "You would buy my silent by paying me tribute. What do you bring to offer?"
A share of the treasure that we bring back from inside the mountain.
And the dragon says that he has no interest in Gendar's wealth, that he and the Tao have an accord.
Okay. And I'm going to go back and turn to Riot. He says he wants something. What do we have?
Riot produces her magical mug of mead.
Okay. And what do you do with it?
Goes up to about here and rolls it over.
So you roll it over?
Yeah.
And the mug comes to a stop against one of the dragon's giant claws.
Mm-hmm.
And he lifts his claw off the ground and very gingerly lifts the cup. And holds
Riot
it.
tells him the command word.
And he says that he can see that this item is an object of very trifling magic. He says, "I don't know if I should take this as an insult or merely a example of your ignorance."
How can he doesn't like the mug.
And he moves the mug back behind him onto the pile and gingerly places it down. And he says, "I will take it nonetheless. What else do you have to offer?"
Riot looks back at the rest of the group. Dragon said, "I've done my part."
He didn't like your part. I'm just looking at my inventory to see what I actually have on me. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
The answer is not much.
I have some potions.
Mahogany, what are we doing here?
And I'll say, the dragon wants stuff. Do you have anything for the dragon? Not the mug!
And as Mahogany is translating for the rest of you, the dragon interrupts him. And he says, "Shall I suffer these inferior beasts in my house that cannot even speak the elder tongue? Your use of common degrades my ears to hear it. Make your decision quickly. I have a mind to go back to sleep."
And I'll say to Krennic, right, sorry. And in Primordial,
Okay.
I'll say to Serenity, so he wants some stuff and he doesn't like common. And I'll look at the dragon like, Primordial's better?
And impossible to read.
Alright, he's not
Serenity will
killing
take
us,
her ring
so
of swimming
Primordial's
off her
probably
finger.
better.
Sorry.
Serenity takes
Serenity
her...
will take the ring of swimming off her finger and roll it across the floor.
Okay. And the dragon, again, very gingerly takes up this ring.
And she'll whisper to Mahogany, that's the only thing I have, other than my maul. And Primordial.
The dragon looks at it. And who else is carrying your actual good stuff right now? Riot, you're not really going to be able to conceal your trident. Serenity, your maul is glowing.
I
think those are the only overt things.
Yeah. If we're talking about overt, yeah.
Kelian will toss the golden bracelet onto the pile.
Okay. And the dragon accepts the ring and the bracelet, and he says, "You bring weapons of great powers into the mountain. You bring these things to do violence to Jandar and his retainers."
And I'm gonna reply, we're only gonna fight back when they fight with us. We're here just to take something.
Yeah, we're not assassins, we're thieves.
The dragon accepts the magic ring and the gold bracelet and says that he will not bar your passage in or out of the rock, and that he will not raise the alarm, and that he's not of a mind to eat you at the moment either. However, he looks forward to inheriting that fine trident and that fine maul when Jandar's house guard inevitably kill all of you.
Great, thanks.
Ciclon
We appreciate it.
says nothing.
Ciclon can't say anything because he don't speak Draconic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Mahogany was translating.
I'm only translating things to Serenity now because he got pissed at me when I was speaking common.
Got it.
So the dragon lays his enormous neck and head back down on his claws and watches you very suspiciously as you finish attaching this rope.
Yep, Serenity will go back to attaching the rope and then slide down it.
Okay, you make it to bottom of the floor. So what else you got in this room? You've got two great black iron doors. A double door down here. You've got a pathway where the cavern opens up in this direction. And you've got a two smaller openings fairly high up. There's other cliffs here and here. A 30-foot climb and a 20-foot climb. And then you've got in the center of this room bursts of steam and fire breaking up through the floor.
So from the map, we know this is the way up to the upper reaches. Over this way there's like a question mark here and here.
Okay, yeah, let me bring up the map on the other screen.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, I got it up too.
Yeah, this is a cliff too, right here. That's a 20-foot climb. Up.
Up. Okay.
You guys are in the bottom of this kind of cavern basin at the moment.
Which is the out? Oh, right there. Okay, so it's the map is oriented the correct way.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I worked really hard on that map.
It's a good
Dude,
map.
I'm really happy that the map is oriented the correct way. Thank you. Because I thought I was going to have to spin this table.
That was a puzzle in REM. That's what counted as a puzzle, was the map was upside down, and you didn't realize it.
Ugh.
Alright, so what's next?
Let's go check out that question mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Which one? This one?
Whatever.
I don't see a lot marked on here that's of interest to us, apart from, I guess, the question marks.
How do we
don't know
know
what
that
those
the
are.
question mark isn't like, yo, there's sick treasure behind this question? Like, I wonder how good this treasure is.
I guess.
I mean, Serenity will sling her maul off her shoulder and
12
Take the
squares is the magic number. If at any time any of you move more than 12 squares away from the nearest party member, that breaks it. That doesn't mean you have to stand inside of a 60-foot circle. What that means is you can daisy chain yourself with 60 feet between you if you want.
oh, nice. Okay.
But if anybody steps 61 feet away from anybody else in the group, everybody loses their resistance.
Alright,
Okay.
because of that, but also taking into account the fact that this is a tabletop game, If I'm ever just standing there, it's probably because somebody came into the room and I had to respond to them. So please just move my piece.
I will periodically make sure that you guys are standing where you want to be.
Yeah.
Looking around this corner,
Let me give those jets a wide berth.
got another lava pool. Then coming up around this way, you see this cliff face attaches at several points along this western wall.
So this would be the first question mark, I guess.
It looks like there's supposed to be something above us here. Right? That's what I'm seeing. Question mark.
Oh, yeah.
There's ledges
Yeah,
up there.
there's two nearby. There's this one up here, and then there's this one.
Let's at least see how big this cliff is over here.
That is a 20-foot climb.
So we
And
can
then
make that.
This northern cliff up here is 30 foot.
Yeah. Even if we didn't have Kelian, who's rad, like, we could get somebody up there and put down a room.
Serenity wouldn't have any problem.
Yeah.
That, I think.
So I'm just gonna...
Ciclon could as well.
And I left the ropes where they were, so we can climb back out easily.
Okay.
Like just the last bit up to the lip of the chimney, and then the bit that we just dropped under. And I've marked those on the map.
Yeah, Britt, can you make allowances in case Happy is over there? Because like I feel like it's gonna happen at some point that we all move away from Happy, and it's just happening because.
Oh,
we need
don't worry. I won't let Happy break the resistance.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. When notice not. I didn't say if. I said when that happens. I want it to be one of your fault.
Okay.
So Happy's not gonna make that mistake.
And when you say when it happens, I want it to be one of your fault, what you mean is I want it to be Mahogany or Serenity's fault.
I'm gonna put a magic item in the campaign that's just a crystal ball with Lois Vesterhoff's disapproving face, and Mahogany can just carry it around.
It's a cursed item that he can't get rid of.
It's in a heart-shaped locket on around his neck.
It's like a lodestone.
It's actually not a cursed item that Mahogany can't get rid of. It's a cursed item that Lois was required to give to Mahogany.
Alright, so keep creeping this way.
We're going up around the corner here.
Alright, so I'm legally required by magical law to give you this item. Don't talk to me with it. Just throw it away. You can throw it away.
I can't see around the corner from that position.
Let's go check it out. I'm bored.
And it's a pathway leading up to the north.
Well, that seems like a really long path, so let's just check out this cliff first.
Well, this path is actually not that long. It goes forward about another 25 feet, and then there's another cliff about 30 feet tall.
Alright, since my in-character statement has been thrown out. Alright, so that looks like it goes to a different map. Let's check out this cliff.
Looks like it goes to these other two question marks.
You can't see what's on top of that cliff, but you can see a very powerful orange light up there, like another lava pool is illuminating that area.
That makes sense. There's a bunch of brown marks on the map up there.
Yeah, that seems vaguely lava-ish.
Yeah,
Is this part
those did
scalable,
come
or do I
out.
have to go down further?
Where?
South further. Where Serenity is.
This part here is
Yeah.
not. It would be this part here.
Okay.
So you're going to climb up that?
Serenity's gonna wait for the rest of the group to assemble behind her. You said it's 20 feet high?
This
30
one's
feet, that
30.
one.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me a leg up.
So you said we can daisy chain, though?
Yes.
So only one person needs to be literally with it.
Serenity, you get to the top of this cliff. You see these passages as they appear before you.
Is there another stalagmite here?
Whoa!
Oh god, what happened?
He deleted-
Yeah, you have
deleted
things
too many
to.
squares.
You've got things to attach that to. That's fine.
I'm gonna throw another rope down.
Can you pull me up? I'm not super strong.
Are you sure you're not Elduff?
I could turn into a spider. I'm not as weak as Eldub was. I'm 9. I'm just like the slowest kid in gym class.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
30
like
feet. Serenity will slide back down the rope, tell Eldub to hold onto her shoulders, and climb back up.
Nobody's going to have a problem climbing up 30 foot of rope in this group.
okay.
Unless
then.
The only time I'm going to ask for like an athletics check or something like that is if you're in combat or in a stressful situation. If you're pressed for time and it actually matters whether you get up to 6 seconds. That's when.
So how strong is like a 9?
How strong is a 9?
Yeah.
That's
What's
like
your carrying capacity? That's the best way to look
like
at it.
all of us are 9. Like the actual humans playing the game right now, like we're 9.
See,
That's what
because
a 9 is.
I'm reasonably sure I'm more like a 7.
Okay,
Bro,
so
do you even lift? Come on now.
Is there a
Yeah. See, McDohl. Mahogany's about as strong as McDohl. Got it.
So yeah, you come up to the top here, and just a series of twisty cave passages up in this area. Light illuminated by this lava pool over here. By the way, we are not using the rules for lava damage. I think the rules for lava damage are dumb. If you go into the lava, you take infinite damage and die.
Have you ever read the supplement Lava? The Lava supplement?
In 5th edition?
No, it's system agnostic.
I think I know where this is going, but let's hear
Is
it.
lava damage fire damage?
If you fall into lava, you die.
Yeah, that's how I play it.
I'll find the supplement.
Yeah. The DMG has.
I think you just gave us a supplement.
What I'm basically asking here is could a fire elemental swim through lava?
Fire elemental would have no problem in lava,
Okay, got it.
but you need to have immunity to fire damage, and you guys don't. So right here you've got.
could
I'll
get
link
through
the
lava.
PDF in the chat.
Elsie Clone could get through lava here.
This is a beautiful system agnostic
Yeah,
system for
Jokes.
lava.
So yeah, it just connects back around over here.
Serenity will move to here.
Okay.
Alright, actually, this is funnier than Destil was making a scene.
It's really good.
All right,
No, I'm
everybody's
not even-
laughing now. Now I've got to
Alright.
click it.
Clay, figured you gotta click
Someone might have
this.
to put that in Twitch chat for me.
Oh, it's not in the. Yeah, it's not in the Twitch chat. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's
World
in
of
bubble chat.
Darkness.
Okay.
Sidebar, mute the fire!
Oh, is it a World of Darkness thing?
It's
Oh,
just,
it's no-
it has lots of systems actually.
Ah.
yeah.
D20.
No.
It's got actual play
Oh my God, this
examples
is
of how
long.
these rules would apply to a World of Darkness game.
This is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna take some time and read that in detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming around this corner, it just opens up into this 18A. Now, did you get attacked by anything here?
No.
Coming into these caverns, you realize they're littered all around the ground with charred black bones of various types of now unidentifiable creatures crackling under your feet, and the soot against the walls of however many years of dragon fire that have blackened this area.
How stealthy are we being? Are we creeping? Because we still got
Serenity
passed without
was-
trace out.
We're
Yeah,
creeping,
I mean Serenity wasn't
but
making any particular amount
shiny
of noise. Yep, just in light of her maul. She's not speaking. She's basically just looking back to the group and making hand gestures as she goes. So she's gonna point to her left here and continue giving the lava a wide berth.
Okay, and coming around this way, you see where it connects back to the main chamber.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. Right, I picked you up.
No problem. This is my smiling orc save.
And it
I
starts to
gotta
get
start annotating
really
the map.
bright in this direction here. As looking down this corridor, you see the opening into a gigantic pool of magma.
I'm having a hard time matching this up now.
Mas or menos.
Now is the time that I inform you that I drew that hilarious thief map. I had just watched a bunch of cartography videos about how crazy maps looked before we had like images from space. That was my
yeah,
inspiration for that map.
Sure.
I got
So,
a
like-
local version open in Photoshop, and Riot is annotating this map now.
So, like,
Nice.
you're a
I can't-
bad person.
I can't wait to see your. I can't wait to see your annotations. You should like share that with the rest of us when we're
We'll
done.
do that at the end of the session, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Continuing forward, looks like there might be a passage or two off to the side. So
Yeah, and once you get around this way, you do see the passage curve back around.
Was there nothing over here? It's a little hard to tell from the map if there's a gap there.
Is there? There is, in fact.
Okay.
I don't know why I had 2 blocks there, but I did.
Neat. Whoever drew this map was obviously very distressed because he wasn't very detailed with this whole thing, but he probably didn't come down this way, so...
God, this map, though.
Yeah.
Now I'm not so sure that the map is the right way around. Like, what? It almost seems like it's flipped from left to right.
Serenity will move to here.
Okay. And links back up with the main chamber.
Yep.
Alright, so that's that.
How far down does the drop to the lava look at this end?
You have no idea because you're standing about 20 feet away from the cliff.
About 10 feet.
And it gets extremely, terribly hot the closer you get to this huge pool. Looks like it's about a 20-foot drop down, and you see a couple of large, like, rocky islands looking out over the lava pool.
Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop Psychic Focus and activate Alter Self to get alignment with the Plane of Fire.
Okay.
Alright, I'm good.
What does that provide for you?
I can move around in lava as if it were I have a swim speed of some sort.
So, like, you could check out what's going on in there and get eaten by some kind of lava monster?
Yeah, totally. It'll be fun.
Alright.
So what do you do,
Sounds like
Elsklan?
Well,
can't-
for now I'm just doing that.
You wouldn't be able to go too far out here because that would break everybody's fire resistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just double checking to see what.
How far away are these platforms right here?
well, the
each
movement
square is
speed
5
of the
feet.
lava would be.
So that's about a 10-foot jump, maybe.
Okay, equal to my walking speed. Okay, so 45.
Mm.
Jump across?
So like, I'm as curious as to what's across those jumps as what's down this passage. So that's like literally the only thing stopping me from being like, oh, fuck yeah.
So what's next?
Let's go check out that passage.
So let's not jump.
Fair enough.
We'll jump later.
Okay.
If it's correct to jump.
Coming around this way. See the passage continues off to the south down here. There's also an opening over here. I just have the block lined up. This is a wall, but there's an opening there.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The 60 feet, is that as the crow flies?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And it opens up into this vast, and it gets darker the farther back it goes, but just this vast, hollow chamber. Just eerily silent. Let's have everybody make me a... Actually, I'll let the group. I'll let you pick who rolls it. I want to get one perception check.
All right, I'll do it.
And I'm going to go to the fridge and get a cup of tea. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go get something to drink as well.
Perception.
Yeah, I'll grab my
Gonna roll this dice, get a 0.
Where did all these d20s come from?
Space. Woo, that's no good. Oh well.
Thanks for making that check for us.
I got a +5. That's an 8.
I walked out to the fridge, and Peanut's taking a nap on the couch, and Netflix is on, and it says, "Are you still watching Gem and the Holograms?" And I said, "No," and then I turned it off. And it felt good. What was that perception check? How'd that go?
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Cookie.
You think you hear sounds once in a while, echoing through just the giant cavernous areas, but it's impossible to tell what direction they're coming from or what they might be.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just for future feat picking reference, there's one feat that gives you like a +5 to passive checks.
Yeah.
If we did pick something like that, would passive checks come up more often?
Usually when your passive checks come into play, I don't even mention it.
Okay.
Usually I just reference what the number is. I've got a little spreadsheet that has like your passive perception and insight are the ones that I use the most.
Alright, so that's why it doesn't really feel like it comes up that often, is because like you're just not even bothering to tell us.
Yeah. I use those checks a lot to determine what level of detail I give you.
Okay.
In situations. But I feel like in this situation, you all are like very tense, you're very on edge, and everybody's keeping an eye and an ear out. So I felt like an active check
I just thought of it because I decided not to take that feat, and I was curious if I took it at like a future.
Yeah, if you took it, I would just upgrade my notes and then...
Got it.
Alright. But yeah, by the back of this cave, it disappears back into darkness. So you're actually only seeing maybe 3/4 of this cave.
Alright, let's go see more of this cave.
Yeah.
More than 3/4 of this cave.
Riot briefly points out, before we go too far in here, that on the map there is this large brown substance. Is this darkness? I guess this must be darkness, not lava, like she assumed.
I'll look at the map and I'll look over her shoulder and I'll be like, I think the lava is like those scribbles, right?
It's supposed to be
we're
orange scribbles, but it's a...
We are standing right where these orange scribbles would be, and there's no lava here. I'm a little
Alright, so
concerned
here's the thing about
that.
this map.
Yeah?
It doesn't seem very good. This seems like a bad map.
Hey, I worked really hard on that.
Riot disagrees. She says everything we've seen so far that's actually on the map, and not just a question mark, is what it said it would be. Except for this lava that's supposedly right where we're standing.
Nick, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
If you get a second, can you upload that map somewhere and post a link in the Twitch chat so everybody can try to follow along with you guys?
Yeah, 1 second.
I don't know if you have it uploaded.
I still actually have the imager open.
Excellent.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yeah,
that
there
map.
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I have it locally and online.
Kelian,
Yeah, I
go
thought
ahead.
for some reason you were talking about
When Riot says that, Kelian will start looking for traps along the walls and in the center here.
Riot's gonna back out of the zone of this putative lava.
How much space are you trying to cover, Kelian? Like, grab the pencil and just show me where you want to... I'm sorry, where you want to check.
Well,
Alright,
Well,
for the
obvious-
record though, if he does a 60-foot away line, one of us will be following him.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like he's not
Yeah.
going to go out of the range of everybody, but he'll start
Looks like
around
we're-
here.
We're good there.
Okay. And checking the walls and the floors in the center of this area, you find just lots and lots of charred bones. But notably, you don't really find anything that a trap could be connected to. You don't see any seams in the floor that would open away. You don't see any construction. This looks to be a natural cave. It's not been carved. There's nothing here that was placed to support. There's no doorways to trap. Just mostly what you feel is the intense heat coming from the walls and the floor.
So you've been mentioning charred bones a lot, right?
Yes.
Like, they're across most of this cave that we've been through so far?
Up after you climbed this cliff through these little narrow, twisty passages,
Alright.
and then in this room here, there are quite a few.
Okay,
And that,
so
that
what I'm...
lines up with where the lava is supposed to be. Like, back here, there was supposed to be some lava.
With
Over
Okay.
here on the map, there's supposed to be some lava, and that's where
Sure.
the bones were.
But what I'm gonna say here is, if we ever get to the point where there's not charred bones on the floor, let us know, because that might be a place where the floor would open up and lava would be, right? Because the bones would have fallen into the lava.
Kelian, make a perception check.
21.
Looking out in the rest of this cave, you do not see any patches of floor that look like they fit the description Mahogany just gave.
Okay.
So what he's saying is if there was a pit trap, you'd see places where there are not bones and things piled up. But you see them pretty evenly distributed all along the floors of the cave, as far as you've looked back to like about
Imagine that
here.
this is where Jandar dumps the bodies of the slaves he's done with.
Does that include the... What about the ceiling? Ceiling is just stalagmites and stuff?
First of all, there'd be stalactites coming down.
My
from
bad.
The ceiling.
I took a chance. I knew it was either one or the other.
You
Okay,
lose,
listen,
lose half a level.
I'm about to
Okay,
blow your
first of all,
mind.
they would be stalactites.
Here's
not
how-
stalactites.
Here's how I remember it, okay? A stalactite has a T in it, and a T has like a sharp thing coming down. A stalagmite has an M in it, which has two things going up, like an M.
Ah.
There you go. That's
But
how
it's
I
also
remember it.
got three things going down.
God.
Like my patience for you, Nodal.
Like port and starboard. Port has 4 letters, left has 4 letters.
Please excuse
Great.
my dear Aunt
Thank you.
Nancy.
There you go.
How do you remember planets anymore? Because the mnemonic I memorized had Pluto in it.
You can still have Pluto in there. So what's next, Kelian? Are you going to continue going back into this cave?
I really don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Well, if the consensus from the group is that we're not going to go traveling back towards that way, then
Okay.
he won't go investigating off by himself.
And where to next?
Well, this part over here, this actually holds some. I'm slightly intrigued by this.
Really?
Okay.
You'd rather
Really?
jump across the lava than go through this nice tunnel right here?